We've got to review the UMI album, the brand new album. Look, this band has been around for 19 years and they've been on a very rocky path. They've made some great albums and they're back with their 8th album, Dilettantes, and I think they're on an even keel. I'm actually been enjoying this album and I'd like to know what you guys think, but I think this is the most band sounding they've ever sounded.
Chet, I have to ask you what you think about Tim Rogers' voice on this album.
I think it's matured. I think it's very good, his voice. I've got into his writing. I've always had a worry that he suffers from writing too many metaphors. He writes so many metaphors that you start to lose track of where the song was. And when, for instance, he wrote Heavy Heart, he deliberately tried to write a plain language song. And it was just perfect. So I thought, you are the genius people talk about. This one, I've got into the levels, and it's a beautiful onion, as they say.
What did you think, Rob?
I thought it was going off their last album, Convicts, which was very angry and very aggressive album. This was very easygoing.
Yeah, well, it's interesting you say about Convicts because they've been through a pretty dark period in the band. I've been talking to the boys a lot lately, and somewhere between these two albums, there's been a couple of years, they've just found themselves.
Galvanised.
And I've been, as I said, talking to them lately. They are on fire together. They're like a family, and it really comes across because it has this flow to it and a delicate nature to it.
But didn't it feel like the UMI of the old? I mean, he had all those wonderful, you know how he bends his lyrics and he bends his rhythms and that distinct Tim Rogers thing. That's what I love the most because I just loved them so much, you know, 12 years ago, that it was nice to hear that kind of...
Yeah.
I worked with Tim when I was 16, 17 years old. Yes, but he didn't influence me into drugs or drinking.
What did you work with him on?
I was in a music store called Castle Records, so that's where he started and that's where I started. And yeah, so he was a big purchaser of St. Vinny's clothes back then. That's what I remember of Tim, and I loved it. His hair he's what he's like now. He turned
very lovely person.
He followed his dream and he's hung in there.
And he has very expensive St. Vinny clothes now.
Yeah, he's moved. They buy it from Double Bay now, St. Vinny's.
A lot of people think that he's one of the best songwriters we have.
Oh, he goes deep in his words.
Chitty, do you reckon there's a hit on here? Is there a standout for you?
There's a couple of strong songs. I think they're really strong songs. There's not going to be the hit single like a Berlin
Kathy's
Chair.
Clown.
Yeah, and that's what worries me because at the end of the day, big albums are made by big choruses. And there's not one chorus in particular that I think is going to be the one that's going to take him for 10 years. Although, as we said, listening to it as an album, it's incredibly satisfying.
I like rock and roll music, and I want to keep playing it until I die. Let's go and have a really good time.
Get your lame ass up, sister.
What the f was that all about? That was all a little bit weird.
A band that has lived through it all.
Problems with depression and anxiety, and the way I got out of it was being in a rock band.
Open up on their past and their future.
Isn't that what a true dilettante does?
Matt's Masters UMI premieres Tuesday, October 7 at 9:30.
If you would like to be with us, the door's open.